This is our lovely pineapple colado. So then I on my switch, cover my blender and dealt with it. Then later I tested it. It was testing like, wow, man.
I think this is officially the first time that nothing mischievous, nothing dramatic happened late in the night in Biggie's house. Yeah, I mean, we all know that usually it's at night that these housemates get up to no good. But last night was kind of different because these housemates, they're exhausted, they are knackered, battered and shattered, and it's all because of the sponsor task that has come in full swing for them to actually execute. So yesterday evening had been the Arla cooking task and the Arla presentation task. Guys, it was chaotic. It was chaotic. It was funny, and it kind of reminded me of the Amazon cooking. Is it Amazon cooking task? I can't remember, but it was the Amazon task that happened on Saturday that saw the level 1 housemates getting to the pettiest of the pettiest level as petty can be, and a lot of matters arose from that pettiness on Saturday. And what I'm going to be doing basically, guys, I'm going to be combining yesterday evening's task, my reaction to it, as well as the reaction I should have given to you all about the Amazon task. A lot of you have been requesting so much. Glory, what's your reaction? What do you think? What would you say? Because a lot of things actually happened during that Amazon task, and guys, I didn't get to talk about it. So on this video, briefly, I'm just going to go ahead and marry everything together and also connect the dots to a statement of correction that Ebuka made on Sunday right after the live eviction show. He had made a very, very loud corrective statement to the level 1 housemate. So guys, all of that will be said and analyzed on this particular episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. So please watch to the end of this video. Do not skip one bit. As I'll always say, if you are new to my channel, if this is your first time coming across my video, thank you so much for clicking to watch. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining this family. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos. However, for those of you that are actually visitors, please let this be your last visit because you are actually missing a whole lot. From this channel, you can get the most detailed, factual, accurate analysis of reality TV shows, movies, and trending social topics. And if you're also looking for that space where you can express your thoughts, express yourself about your reactions, especially to those areas that I have mentioned, this is the right space for you. So just go ahead and do exactly what you see on your screen. It's that easy so that you can become a bona fide member of the FSWG family. All right, now all of that said, let's now get into the actual gist of this video. To begin with, each level of the housemates had been divided into 2 groups each, making it a total of 4 groups to present and just basically sell the Arla product. Now, according to Big Brother, the presentation was divided into two parts, and there was the Arla foodie pageant, yes, if I'm not wrong, and then there's the Arla Speedy Chef. All right, first of all, let me just go ahead and mention the names of the housemates that fell into the different groups. From the level 1 house, we had 2 teams, Team Cheese and Team Lirpak Butter. I hope I'm getting the pronunciation right. Now, Team Cheese comprised of housemates such as Adekunle, Shags, Dotun, Bella, Rachel, Doyin, and Elo Swags, yes. And Team Lirpak Butter comprised of housemates as such as Giddy Fire, Hermes, Allison, Chichi, Deji, Chumsy, and Diana. And then from the level 2 house, we had Team Whip and Cook and Team Arla Butter. So from Team Whip and Cook, we had Fina, Daniela, Khalid, Brian, and Fam Savvy. Whilst from the other team, Team Arla Butter, we had Groovy, Amaka, Cheesy, Kes, Modella, and Ilebaye. Overall, all the housemates, they tried in their respective teams. They really tried as much as they could to sell the Arla product, yes, to us, the viewing audience. However, at the same time that the task was going on, there was some sort of controversy online as people were actually dragging, about which team presented best. And a lot of people, of course, as usual, were gravitating towards Fina's team.
Calm down. You know one thing about this thing? It gets perfect quality of facts. Where the facts is not too small, it's not too much, it's good for your body.
According to them, Tina really brought in that Nigerian flair. She really brought in the pigeon vibe, the high priestess vibe, and she really sold the products properly. And guys, to be very frank with you, I think for the first time, I'm going to disagree. Yes, I'm going to disagree because people need to understand that there's a difference between creating an ad campaign or an ad jingle and actually creating a presentation, right? Now, what Fina did with her team and for her team would greatly sell for a TV commercial or for a radio ad. Honestly, guys, that's what I think, in my opinion. Yes, I think it would really sell, and it would really draw a lot of traffic to that product, not just food traffic or maybe whatever kind of traffic, but it will really sell. When I say sell, both literally and otherwise, it will really sell. Yes, she really sold that product properly. Although people noticed that from here and there she was missing 1 or 2 points, but she really sold the product. However, in my opinion, I think the first team that presented, let me see, I think that's the Team Cheese. I think they really tried in terms of it being a proper presentation.
How do we preserve these spices? We preserve them by refrigerating them. So we refrigerate them before use, and should you not finish them and want to use them later, you just put them back in your refrigerator to use them later.
And I would have gone with the other team, that's Team Leopak Butter, still from the Level 1 housemates, but I had issues with some of their presenters constantly using the whatever word.
Leopak butter and the spreadables are perfect for spreading, cooking, frying, and whatever. I want to talk about spreading.
And I'm like, no, this is a presentation. You need to be sure of the products that you're selling, and you need to be sure of other elements that's compatible with the product you're selling. So you cannot say that, you can use the Leopak butter for whatever you want to do with it, for whatever. So when you're telling me as a consumer, whatever, I'm thinking, okay, can I use the Leopak butter on my toothbrush to brush my teeth, right? So I felt like they were not really convincing enough in terms of how I, as a consumer, could actually utilize the product. So everybody's saying that Tina's team could have deserved to win. I just felt like, nah, come on. This is not a jingle. This is not a radio jingle. This is not a TV commercial. This is actually a presentation. Another angle that we could look at it from is that Team Whip and Cook, that's Fina's team, their presentation will greatly appeal to a particular and a specific demographic of consumers. Yes, I don't want to call them the low-end buyers, no, but it's more like those core Nigerians that would rather trust a brand that sells to them in the language they prefer, not the language that they solely understand, but the language they prefer. That's the pidgin language. So I feel like that team's presentation or commercial will greatly appeal to that audience, to that target market. Second part of the task was the Arla Speed Chef. So the housemates had been required to prepare a 3-course meal, inclusive of a drink to go with the food. Now, I must commend the organizers once again for such a genius idea, which saw every single one of the housemates involved in the food preparation process. Guys, it was so unique and different. I've never seen anything like that before. So the way it happened, instead of 2 housemates will get into the kitchen, they'll start the cooking process and they'll cook for like, I think 5 minutes, and then the buzzer will go off, and then another set of 2 housemates will go into the kitchen and take it up from where the other 2 housemates stopped. And guys, from that experience, you could tell those housemates that are actually great cooks and the ones that are completely clueless in the kitchen, guys. The likes of Groovy and Fam Savvy, oh my God, the likes of Cheesy, it was so annoying at some point, especially when it was Groovy's turn to get into the kitchen. He literally left the onions and the pepper paste inside the frying pan to burn. And I was wondering, like, how is this guy not really perceiving what's happening behind him? Because he was right there in the kitchen and they were saying that, something is burning, something is burning. And this dude was completely clueless. It was as if his sense of smell was dead. I'm like, oh my days. Oh my days. For someone that's a foodie in that house, for someone that likes food in Biggie's house, you don't even have sense of smell to know when something is burning or not. But guys, overall, I must commend the level 1 housemates for their unity in working. They really, really stuck together. They really helped each other's game and they really worked together, even though in their respective teams, of course, but they really, really did great. And for the level 2 housemates, guys, oh my God, it was so chaotic. And I think another thing that actually played to their disadvantage was the fact that they went for a more complicated dish. I don't know if it's because of the menu that was presented to them, because they had a menu they had to follow that came with instructions on how to prepare each meal. So I don't know if they were the ones that had to choose or if it was just given to them like that to cook, but their own meal was more complicated. And I'm sorry, I couldn't have put that thing that they cooked in my mouth because it looked like how 1 million chefs, or you see how 1 million, what was that saying? How 1 million cooks just spoiled the broth, guys. It was just chaotic. It was chaotic.
We washed it. Washing it was extraordinary. It took time to wash it, so it will be neaten off. We cut it. We dissect it by cutting it.
Jesus.
After cutting it, I myself single-handedly put it inside the blender.
At the end of it all, Team Leopark Butter won the task overall, guys. I was really excited for them. And honestly, I feel like I should drag the level 2 housemates on this one because it seemed as though they were not really serious with this task. Especially when it came to the presentation, guys. I was shocked looking at the way the likes of Amaka was completely forgetting our lines, like completely forgetting almost everything she wanted to say.
You're going to get protein from every of your alarm products. I want you to be able to.
When it was time for them to present their food, what was that annoying song that Fina was singing? I felt like, no, Fina, you went too far this time around. I mean, I understand you are kind of like the energy of the group, but singing whilst Brian was trying to present a dish, that was completely wrong.
This is called a seafood creamy orange pasta. This is a simple French toast. And this is a strawberry mopsicle or mocktail.
Good.
This
Wrong. And then Brian was also forgetting what he wanted to say because, of course, they were really tense, to be very frank with you. They were really tense. But then Fina was meant to take it up from where Brian stopped. And then it started being very, very individualistic instead of speaking as a collective.
And for the seafood, I seasoned it with just salt and black pepper and set it aside. And then everything was mixed up together. Why the pasta was...
I mean, she was trying to explain the process, through which they had prepared their meal. And she was using the first person pronouns like, oh, so I now made the food like this. And then she said, so we now... So she was just basically interswitching between I and we. And I'm like, no way. You have just completely sold out your group, making it look like you are the one that prepared all the meal. And that was completely wrong. And then the part where they had actually pronounced pina colada as pina colado. Hey,
lovely pina colado.
Thank you. This is our lovely pineapple colado. So,
guys, it pained me personally because let me just reveal this particular secret to you all. My favorite drink, anytime, any day, wherever Glory Elijah goes, go around and ask all my favorite spots in Nigeria. It's pina colada. So when they pronounced it pina colado, chai, it felt as though somebody just put a gun to my head and shot me down. I felt like they just killed me. I said, no way, the audacity to mispronounce my favorite drink? How dare you? It was at that point that they mispronounced the name of their drink that I was once again waiting for the likes of Shegs and Hermes to correct them again. Because guys, this is where I now refer back to the Amazon task where the housemates had actually pronounced Caesar salad as Caesar salad. And Shegs and Hermes, they were correcting them that no, is it Caesar salad? Like, okay, that does not sound right.
what we're presenting today is Caesar salad. Caesar salad. English no be my forte.
No way, it does not sound right. And honestly, honestly, I literally had to go and do my research. I went straight to Google. I went to go and use Google Audio. I needed to hear the correct pronunciation because, I mean, you know, there's this situation where you know something and someone is trying to make you look dumb, like you don't know that thing. That was the exact way I felt at that point in time.
Caesar salad. Caesar salad. Caesar salad. Caesar salad.
And I realized that Shags and Hermes, they were actually completely wrong. And I loved the fact that, number one, the level 2 housemates, they saw past that. I mean, they saw beyond that. They finished their presentation and thankfully they actually won that particular task. But then the highlight for me was on Sunday when Ebuka was about to end the live eviction show and he had actually corrected Hermes and Shag.
And before I go, actually, it's actually pronounced Caesar salad. I'll see you next Sunday.
I said, yes, Ebuka, thank you. Thank you, sir. After the live eviction show, instead of Shags and Hermes to just carry their pride and their shame at the same time and just go and suck it up somewhere, Shags especially was still trying so hard to convince people, Bella especially, that, oh, in London, that's how we pronounce it. And I'm like, bro, just shh.
So in UK they pronounce it as
Yeah, like we even spoke.
England they pronounce it as Caesar.
Yeah.
Why do you always sound like you're the only one that lives in London, the only one that has ever visited London? Like, people don't even know anybody else in London. Like, bruv, you're wrong. Guys, even the Caesar, that is not even the French pronunciation. And guys, just to confirm, I had to start calling people I know in London, like, Abego, you people that stay in London, how do they pronounce this thing? And they all confirmed that it's actually Caesar salad. I mean, guys, go ahead and check it out on Google. When you search for the name on Google, use the Google Audio to hear the pronunciation for yourself. Or even better still, just ask someone that is actually a chef and they will tell you. And you know, it just went ahead to confirm all I've been saying all this while, that Shags just enjoys hearing the sound of his own voice. The guy enjoys capping. He's the king of capping, and even when he is wrong, he does not know how to take correction. And frankly speaking, I was actually waiting for him and Hermes once again to correct the level 1 housemate when they had mistakenly pronounced pina colada as pina colado. Yes, I was waiting for them to do that correction, but they had kept quiet. And I said, thank you for keeping quiet. Otherwise, you'd have been dragged again if you got the pronunciation wrong. But you know what, guys, I'm going to end this video here because I think it's already too lengthy. I never planned for it to be this lengthy. But I'm going to be addressing the matter between Shags and Doyin on another video. Yes, it's the issue that started brewing up from on Saturday. So I'm going to address it and just look forward to that video. And as usual, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think about Fina's presentation with her team? What do you think about the team that won? I would love to know your own opinion about that. So I'll see you all on another video soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.